What's a commitment? A commitment is a promise to yourself, right? A promise that doesn't change. And actually, it's deeper than a promise. It's with action. It's a reason, a deep-rooted reason. And some of us were going into this year setting goals. And I want to tell you right now, goals are cool, but you need to live by certain standards in your life. What's the reason why you have to? What's the reason why you have to? Whatever it is. What's the reason why you have to heal? What's the reason why you got to change? What's the reason why you got to start that business? What's the reason why you got to take care of this? What's the reason? And when the reason is strong enough, and I want y'all to hear me clear, when the reason is strong enough, the struggle, the opinions, the setback, the failure, the inconvenience will never be great enough. When the reason is great enough, those things will never be strong enough. And for too many times in our life, including myself, we give too much power to the things that shouldn't have power over us. And so I need you to be locked in right now. I need you to really look yourself in the mirror and really make a decision, a real choice to say, you know what, I'm going to get the most out of my life, because this is what I want to tell you. As I was on this treadmill today, I thought about this. And this is my theme for 2022. Some people might not agree with it. Some people will love it. But this is for me. This is what pushes me. And I encourage everybody on this live right now, everybody watching this video, develop a theme for your life. What's the theme for your life? And I want to just say this as a side note. To the people who are going to conquer through 2022 and not make 2022 like 2021, 2020, 1999 for some of y'all, 1986, repeating the same year. For those that's really going to make a difference and a change this year, you know what? They already made up in their mind how they're going to respond. When inconvenience shows up, they made up in their mind how they're going to respond. When the plan doesn't go the way they planned it at the beginning of this year and real life shows up, they already made up in their mind how they're going to respond. When life and these storms hit your life like it hit my life last year, you already made up how you're going to respond. And every single one of you in here today, watching this video, hearing the sound of my voice, if you really want to make this year your year and really elevate your life and really look back and say, this was the pivotal moment in my life where I separated myself from average to great, where I separated myself from a lesser version of myself to the version of myself that I deserve to be, where I separated myself from all the things I was settling for to a place where I'm no longer settling for the things that I don't deserve in my life. You got to make up in your mind how you're going to respond. How you're going to respond, because most people don't. And when struggle hits their face, they respond with fear. They respond with worry. They shut it down because everything isn't going the way it's supposed to go. Newsflash, it's not. I think 2020 has taught us that. 2021 has taught us that. So make up in your mind how you're going to respond. And this is the message I want to give you today. All that's just extra credit. As I was on this treadmill running breathless, I asked myself this question. And I want to ask you, Andrew. I want to ask you, Casey. I want to ask you, everybody watching this video right now, as I ask myself. And the theme for this year is that, for me, next year doesn't exist. Now, I hope and I pray I have a lot of years in my life. But what I mean next year doesn't exist, that's in every area of my life. You see, the problem is, a lot of us, we living like we got time. A lot of us living like we got, like we understand the timeline of our lives, the timeline for our jobs, the timeline for the lives of our loved ones. We act like we got time. We act like we got time to get it right. We act like we got time to postpone. We act like we got time and we procrastinate. We act like we have time. If 2021 taught me anything, and I want y'all to feel this in your soul, it taught me this: you don't have time. It ain't no more next year. It ain't no more next month. It ain't no more next time. It's now. It's this moment. Right now in your life. Some of us, we waiting for the perfect time to make a change and to do something. And you're going to spend the rest of your life, your whole entire life, waiting. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of waiting. I understand waiting is and being patient, right? I understand that part of it. But there's a part where it's not waiting, it's procrastination. And some of us, we living in procrastination because we've allowed fear to paralyze us. We've allowed people's opinions to paralyze us. We've allowed our past to paralyze us. And we stay stuck. If this year was your last year, how would you live it? How would you show up? Not just for yourself, but for your kids, but for your spouse, for your parents, for your brothers and sisters, for your friends, for the kids that you mentor, for the kids that you teach, for the people that you help. How would you show up? Because some of us, we acting like we got the people around us forever. Forever comes with an expiration date. And some of us, we might not have the same health this year as we have last year. I know somebody who got paralyzed last year. Nothing in this world is guaranteed. And when you realize that, you operate in a way of healthy urgency. I'm not telling you to be anxious. I'm not telling you to drive yourself crazy by not getting sleep. But I'm talking about healthy urgency. To say, you know what, I'm not going to waste a day. I'm not going to waste a moment. I'm not going to waste my life anymore. Some of us, we holding grudges with people that we love. And we too stubborn to apologize. We too stubborn to make it right. And then the next time we talk to them, they're in the casket, and then we living with grief and regret. Some of us, we got dreams right in front of us. We praying to God to show us the way, and God has already paved the way for you. But you expecting the way to look like a yellow brick road. You expecting the way to look like perfection. And you pausing your life when God has already gave you the tools and equipped you to make it happen with your life. After you finish getting off your knees and praying, it's time for you to walk with your feet and act that out. You have the capabilities, my friend. If you're tired of your health, what are you doing about it? If you're tired of being sick, what are you doing about it? Because some of us, we just pray and we just wait. We just hope and we just wait. And you're doing the same things that got you in this place, and you're expecting those same things to get you out of that place. You can't get out the pit by doing the same things that got you in the pit. So what are you changing? I talked to myself today. I said, Trent, if you don't like what you see in the mirror, if you don't like how you feel, what are you going to do about it? You're going to keep complaining about it? You're going to keep being angry about it? You're going to keep praying about it? Or you're going to do something about it after you pray? And I said enough is enough, because this year is the year. This year is the year. Next year doesn't exist. So I'm going to give my all to my kids as if next year doesn't exist. I'm going to give my all to my spouse as if next year doesn't exist. I'm going to give my all to my dreams as if next year doesn't exist. I'm going to give my all to myself as if next year doesn't exist. I'm going to give my all to my friends as if next year doesn't exist. I'm going to give my all to my purpose as if next year doesn't exist. And I pray to God that next year does exist. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When I meet next year, it's going to meet a greater version of me. When I meet next year, it's going to meet a more leveled up version of me. When I meet next year, it's going to meet a more progressive version of me. I'm sick and tired of just talking about it. I'm sick and tired of just praying about it. I'm sick and tired of just wishing for it. I'm sick and tired. And some of you might not feel this message, and that's okay. But to you in here that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, I know this is piercing you right in your heart. And I'm so passionate about it because I know that this is the message that's going to create the change in your life that you need. That you need in your life. But it comes a point where you have to tell your mind that this is it. How would you live? How would you be more present with your kids if this was it? 2021, I almost had a last moment with my daughter. And as I was holding her in my arms, I thought about so many things that I wish I would have been more present for, even though I'm a very present father. I realized that. I wish I had more time with my mother. I wish I had more time with my grandma. I wish I had more time with my coaches. I wish I had more time. And I don't want to get to a place where I wish. I want to get to a place where I'm glad I got to. So how would you be more present with your kids if this was the last year? Would you stop selling for less if this was the last year? Would you stop staying in a toxic situation if this was the last year? Would you stop staying in things that don't deserve your energy and don't deserve your presence if this was your last year? You think God created you to settle? You think God created you to live broken? You think God created you to live miserable? You think God created you to live depressed? Don't believe that lie. But as long as we stay connected to the strongholds in our life, as long as we willingly stay connected to the chains that are chaining us back to low self-esteem, to chaining us back to depression, that's chaining us back to self-sabotage, that's chaining us back to not knowing our worth, as long as we stay there, guess what's going to happen with our life? We're going to repeat the same cycle. And we're just going to be hyped that the calendar changed and nothing else changed in our life. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you find some healthy urgency in your life and you go every single day to say, man, you know what? I'm going to get the most out of this day. Listen, you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your days where you fall off. But guess what? You can bounce back when you have that mindset that this year is your year. Why not? Why not? And I'm not apologizing for yelling at you right now, because I want you to get it. Why not? What excuses are you giving yourself? And some of you, when I say why not, you think about all the reasons why you can't be it. Oh, Trent, that's easy for you to say. You got this, you got that. Don't y'all know? Don't y'all know? Don't y'all know it ain't easy? It's not easy. Ain't nothing about this easy. Ain't nothing about holding myself accountable every single day so I can show up the best for millions of people easy. Ain't nothing about having millions of people depend on you easy. Ain't nothing easy about trying to find balance and balance your life with all these things pulling at you. Ain't nothing about that easy. But I'll tell you one thing, it's worth it. It's worth it because I'm going to die. You hear me? And some people ain't this extreme, and I get it, but I'm this extreme with it. I'm going to die. Yelling rehab time from the top of the mountains. I'm going to die. Inspiring people, impacting people, helping people transform their life. But you know what? Before I do any of that, in 2022, it starts with you. It starts with me. If I can't get the most out of my life, and I want y'all to understand, man, there's people around you that's watching you. Some of us, we trying to preach to our kids, but we ain't practicing to our kids. And we wonder why our kids don't respect anything about us because we don't respect ourselves. We wonder why we can't impact people around our lives. And I know sometimes it's hard to impact the people closest to you, but ask yourself, what are you giving yourself? If this year was your last year, because for some people, and I hope it's nobody on here, it is. And I'll tell you right now, if this is my last year, I promise you I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm going to go out celebrating. Don't mourn for me because this is the year where I get more out of this year than I did in the last decade. And I don't have to talk about it. I'm not into making announcements about it. You're going to see it by how I show up for you guys. You're going to see it how I transform my body. You're going to see it. Because last year was a hard year for me. Last year was a year of me operating at 50%. Last year was a year of me almost losing myself. But I turned, I said, you know what? Not this year, not anymore. This is the year where I come back stronger. This is the year where I come back greater. This is the year where I come back better. This is the year where I raise the ceiling in my life. This is the year where things change. This is the year where I go from average to great. This is the year where I go from great to legendary. This is the year. This is the year. But it's not going to be the year if you don't move with healthy urgency in your life. If you don't face that reality that you've been running from, that reality that maybe that is over, that reality of maybe, you know what, this environment sucks. I don't need to be in this environment. That reality of, man, I'm my greatest opponent. And some of us, we run from that reality. You spend years running from your reality. Face it. Because if you can't face yourself, if you can't face your truth, your life will never change. And don't feel bad about yourself when you face your truth. Because I think the most beautiful people in the world are not the people who are perfect. It's the people that's went through something but didn't allow that something to keep them down. It's the people that can look in the mirror at their imperfections and smile at their imperfections because they know that's going to make them still the perfect versions of themselves. It's the people that's went through the most but decided not to surrender to their pain but made their pain surrender to them. That's beautiful, and that's you. That's you. But it's your life. Only can say so much, man. Only can hope for it so much. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part that when my kids and my family and people around look at me, they understand that I'm a man on a mission. They understand that there's something different. They understand that I'm not settling for less anymore in my life. They understand that I'm not accepting less anymore in my life. They understand that I'm not setting ceilings anymore. I'm breaking through ceilings in my life because the greatest limitations is us. I want you to understand that. See, a lot of you set goals this year, and go to YouTube and go watch this video about my last YouTube video about goals. You'll see it on there. A lot of you set goals this year, and I'm not mad at you for setting goals, but I'm going to tell you goals are dangerous. Some of you, Trent, what are you talking about? Some of y'all about to get off right now. Goals are dangerous. I'm going to tell you why. How many times have you set a goal that you reach? Now you setting that goal again, the same goal. Some of you have set the goal to lose 20 pounds 20 times. Some of you have set the goal to lose 10 pounds. I'm with you 10 times. Some of you have set the goal to hit a certain financial level for the third and fourth time because as soon as you got to that goal, you relaxed. As soon as you got to that goal, you made it. You kicked your feet up because you had the arrival mindset disease and you feel like you arrived. I've been there before so many times in my life. So I said, forget goals. Average people set goals. Legendary people set standards. The standard of this is how I'm going to live every single day. This is the rules that I live by every single day. This is the lifestyle. Forget a movement. I'm not worried about a movement. I'm not worried about the trend. I'm setting a lifestyle, not just for my life, but a lifestyle of the legacy of the generations that come after me with the Shelton last name. I'm setting a standard for the Shelton last name. I'm setting a standard for the Shelton last name. And I'm going to stand on that standard. And I know it starts with me. So forget goals. Goals are something that you reach. Standards are something that you live by. Some of you got to go to lose 30 pounds. But you know what? If you just did what it took to lose 30 pounds every single day and say, you know what the standard is? I'm going to be on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I'm going to do HIIT workouts for 30 minutes. I'm going to eat right. I'm not going to put no poison in my body. I'm going to drink a gallon of water. I'm going to do what I got to do. If you did that every single day, you would crush those goals. You would realize that the ceilings that you set in your life, you limit yourself, because some of you have set goals not based upon what you are capable of doing, but the experiences in your life. Some of you have set the bar so low and you don't even realize it. So all that I ask you this year, forget the goal setting. And I know that seems crazy to say. Forget the goal setting. Start setting standards. Say, you know what? This is how I'm showing up every single day. Every single day, this is what I'm doing. This is the rules of my life. I'm not putting this in my body. I'm going to protect my peace every single day. I'm going to do sauna. I'm going to get in the cold tub. Whatever it is for you that works for you, I'm going to do stretching. I'm going to do Pilates. I'm going to do mobility. You know what? I'm going to eat this type of food. I'm going to drink this water. You know, I'm going to be this present with my kids. I'm going to show up like, I'm going to do this amount of work for my community every single day or every single week. And watch how your life changes. Watch how your life changes. Because some of us, we're going to hit our goals in 3 and 4 months. As soon as we hit our goals, we're going to relax. We're going to get to the top of the mountain, and we don't realize there's another mountain to climb. As soon as we hit the top of the mountain, we're going to let our laziness, we're going to let our celebration, we're going to let our arrival mindset bring us right back down to the bottom of that same mountain we just climbed. It's standards, baby. It's rules that you live by. It's a lifestyle. And more than ever this year, you're going to see it from me. You guys are going to, I'm not even going to talk about that. You're going to see it, and you're going to feel it. If you're coming with me, come with me. If this is too much for you, go follow somebody else. Because I'm not turning down the knob for nobody. Because this is when I operate my best. This is when I'm at my greatness. This is when I inspire and impact people the most. And I'm not turning down for nobody or nothing. I just encourage you to turn the dial up on your life. I just encourage you to retire that excuses mindset and get the most out of your life. Don't you know there's a you inside of you you haven't even met yet? Every single one of us right now watching this, there's a you inside of you that you haven't even met yet. But you decided to stay comfortable. You decided to stay in a place where you just accepted that this is my life. And you know what? That's actually even harder. It's a lot harder to stay in pain than to grow through pain. But a lot of us, we don't have that mindset. We think, oh man, if I work out every single day, it's so hard to get on the treadmill or hike or run or do weightlifting every single day. It's so hard to even just meditate every single day. But you know, it's harder staying in misery. You know, it's harder being bankrupt holistically. It's time for you to be holistically wealthy in your life. Holistically wealthy in your life. That's what I want for you. If you want to be rich financially, get out the business of impressing people. If you want to be rich spiritually, get out the business of impressing people. If you want to be rich spiritually, get out the business of impressing people. Some of us, we limit so much for things outside of us. We've allowed the things that we can't control to control us. We limit so much for the things outside of us that we don't take the responsibility that's in our control. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but like my heart rate, when I speak, I'm burning calories like I'm on right now. It's like, you are improving fitness. I ain't doing no walking. This is straight passion, man. My heart rate is jumping out my shirt because I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry for you to meet the greatest version of yourself, and I'm hungry for me to meet the greatest version of myself. Below, I have my text message community. A lot of you are part of it. If you're not in the U.S., I understand. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about this just briefly, okay? And I want you to stay on here. If you're a person that is struggling with knowing their worth, if you're a person that says, man, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not knowing who I am. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not having confidence in my life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not walking in the power that I was created to walk in. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of allowing people and things outside of me to control so much of me. If that's you, in 2 weeks, you're going to hear me talk about this a lot in the next 14 days. So many of you have asked for it, been waiting for it. It's here. The self-worth method is here. And the self-worth method is simply this. It's to have you fully accept yourself and have confidence in yourself so you can walk through this life. You can walk through this life unbothered. You can walk through this life purposeful. You can walk through this life in confidence. The same way I'm doing this with you. You can text that number if you're interested. If you're not interested, still text that number because we send out information, inspiration every single day. But text SWM to 817-242-2719 if you want to go on this journey. It's a 4-week journey. You can go to RehabUniversity.com if you're not in the States. If you want to read more about it, learn more about it, go to TrentShelton.com, go to Rehab University. The self-worth method is here. This will change, and I don't even like to predict things like this, right? Y'all know me. This is going to change so many freaking lives, man. This is my bread and butter. This is what I live for, to help people know their self-worth, to help people know their worth. Not just say it, know your worth, but actually understand what it means. So you can walk through this life in your truth. You can walk through this life being the greatest version of yourself. Hey, what's up, Rehabs across the world? Trent here. Thank you for watching our new video. I hope it impacted your life. Listen, we're impacting lives all across the world. I want you to know this. It's because of you. It's because of you supporting the messages and sharing the messages. And speaking about sharing the messages, if this video touched your heart, if it's on your heart, please press share, because I promise you this, there's somebody in the world right now that needs to watch this video. And by you pressing share, you become a hero in their life. I get messages every single day say, Trent, I had no idea what Rehab Time was yesterday, but my friend shared the video, I saw it on the timeline, and man, did I need it. We're gonna continue to impact the world only with your help. We appreciate you. But like I say at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. It's Rehab Time. Let's get it.